for me, like, the dealing with the problems with the animals has been the most difficult part of homesteading. It is another beautiful morning here. Actually, it's really cloudy, but it's not that humid and temperatures are really nice. So it's gonna be a great day for getting some work done out here. This year we were trying out the King Harry potatoes because they're supposed to be resistant to the potato beetle. Well, we didn't actually have potato beetles this year, surprisingly. Instead this year, what we had that we've never had before was this like black bug looking thing. It's called the blister beetle. And we had those all over our potatoes, and they were particularly concentrated on our King Harry potatoes. So apparently they don't prevent this blister beetle. Now they were also somewhat on the red potatoes as well. So I took these tobacco leaves off of the plant yesterday to start curing. And I didn't get around to hanging them last night to dry, so I'm gonna do it today. Curing tobacco is a notoriously difficult process. There's an art to it. And I think I'm just gonna like put like a zip tie around it and then a string and then tie that to the rafters in our shed and see how that goes. I don't know if that'll hold anything or not. So we'll find out. If I find it on the ground, I'll have to get Glenn to try and be a good knot. All right, make her hang it up there. Have like this row right here, which is where I had planted my Spanish onions. They didn't do well at all this year. I think what I'll do is I'll just put my peas here. This isn't like a very long row. I won't get a whole lot of them in here. But on the other hand, it's okay. It's kind of just a trial thing. The peas that I'm planting are the little marvel peas. So this little guy right here is a toothache plant, and I can't say like the actual name of it, so I won't even try. It actually, when you chew it, it creates like a numbing effect in your mouth, and it's supposed to be pretty intense. I've never tried it before, but I was growing it because from what I understand you can make like a tincture out of it if you like soak these in like vodka or something like that, and it can last for like, you know, over a year at least. I would say it probably lasts longer than that. Ooh, that is really strong. Wow. Like, it really does. Wow, like my tongue is like entirely numb. It tastes really green at first, and then it like, bam, all of a sudden hits you. Now they say you can use the leaves too, but the flowers are the most potent. What was a really gorgeous morning turned into a really hot, muggy day. Well, maybe I'd get my paint stuff and work on the painting that needs to be done for these exposed rafters on the walk-in chicken coop. But right behind me are some really dark clouds, and on the radar it shows a patch of rain and storms. So even though technically I could paint this in the rain because it's in a shaded, covered area, it may not be the best time to put a coat of paint on. I'm just gonna chop these up. So I'm gonna take my alcohol and then I'm just basically gonna cover up the flowers. Should be good. I'll just shake this a couple times a day. Put a lid on it. And let it work its magic. And like I said, I'll be adding to this over time as I get more flowers. And if I need to, I'll keep adding more alcohol. And then after about 2 months, I'll test the strength of it. And then if we're good to go, I'll go ahead and put it in amber bottles. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start on this painting. Might be a little risky. There are some like splotchy rain spots out there, but I really just want to get this done. Uni has developed top of his beak is like curved, and so much so that it sits on his bottom beak almost like in a moon shape, where his beak doesn't actually close. I knew when he was little he was developing some kind of beak problem, but I didn't realize it was gonna get worse, and so I didn't worry about it because he was able to eat okay. But as he's gotten older, it seems like it's rapidly gotten much worse. And I'm starting to get worried that he could possibly starve to death if I don't do something. So I started mixing up this, I just started adding water and letting it sit to his chicken crumbles until it turns into like a smushy mush. And he's able to like dig his beak into it if I put it in a container where it has like some depth to it to get some food. For me, like dealing with the problems with the animals has been the most difficult part of homesteading. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's not a whole bunch of animals, so it's easy to get attached to them, and especially in the case of Uni, because out of those 5 eggs, the first eggs that we hatched on the homestead, he was the only one that came out of that batch, and so it was just me and Uni, and obviously I was going to get really attached to him. And he's definitely become more like a companion than just another animal on the homestead. I was reading more about it, and it looks like my option, pretty much my only option, is to trim his beak. I don't really know like the best way to go about it. I probably need to trim like the top part of the beak, where it's safe obviously too. And then maybe I even need to try to trim some of the bottom beak as well. Never done it before, and oh no, it's raining.